Saraya started wrestling when she was 13 years old. She became a two-time WWE Divas champion. The movie, Fighting With My Family, was based on her life, but a neck injury forced her into retirement back in 2016. Well, her neck has healed and she's back in AEW.
I can't believe this. I can't either. To that response for Saraya. Rebecca looks like she's seen a ghost, but it's not a ghost. It's Saraya here.
AEW will be taking over the T-Mobile Arena on May 28th with their huge Double or Nothing pay-per-view, and Saraya will be in the center of all the action, and she joins us now. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me. You know what? You said Saraya right, and then the second time you said it wrong.
Because
it's okay, I forgive you.
Because here's why, the announcers, I panicked. The announcers were saying it wrong.
Or it's
Taz.
Saraya. I blame Taz every time. You know?
It's Saraya.
Saraya, like a ray of sunshine.
Yes.
That's me.
How did you get the name Saraya?
Well, do you want to know the real story?
Yes.
I don't know if it's PG or not, but my mum was tripping on acid at a Slayer concert in the 80s, and she misheard Slayer for Saraya, and that's how I got my name. But
it's a beautiful name.
In the movie, they say she named me after a wrestling name. That's not true. That's not true. It's the acid.
Well, we're so excited that you're back. What was that moment like? You walked out and that crowd went bonkers. What was that like?
Well, yeah, the crowd was so loud, and at first, you know, I was going under my real name, so I'm like, they're never gonna know who I am. But then I used my boyfriend's music, and he's a big rock star, right? So they hear the music, and then they hear the rumbling, and I'm like, they know who I am. And then my name popped up, and they went ballistic, and I was like, oh my gosh! And I just didn't expect that reaction from the crowd.
They went crazy that night. And we're seeing here right now, this is your little group you have here, the Outcast.
Yeah.
Okay, who are the ladies that's in your group right here?
So you got Toni Storm, the one delivering some punches right there with blonde hair, and then you got Ruby Soho, the one with green hair, yelling in her face. They're my babies. I love them so much. I'm having such a great time with them. Like, we're having fun, and that's the main thing. And I make them look very tanned. You're welcome, ladies.
Well, you return and the crowd goes wild, and now when you show up, the crowd is booing.
They hate me.
I don't hate using the word hate, but the fans, they're not fans of you.
No, they're not. They're not. And you know what? It makes me feel happy. I play a bad guy.
Yes.
The more you boo me, the happier it makes me. And it's easier to get people to hate you than love you, that's for sure. So I don't get offended anymore if they're booing me, because I'm like, you're supposed to boo me.
You're doing your job.
Yes, I'm doing it right. Yeah.
So Double or Nothing. This is going to be huge when you guys come back to Las Vegas. Memorial Day weekend, the big Double or Nothing pay-per-view. On Wednesday at the MGM, we have Rampage and Dynamite.
Yep.
What are you going to be doing when you're in town?
Oh my gosh, well, there's so much to do. Actually, my boyfriend's from here, so maybe go see his family a little bit, but mostly I'm just gonna be low-key. I'm just in LA, so I'm gonna go back and forth as well, but yeah, I can't wait to get in front of the fans. I don't know what I'm gonna be doing on the show.
That's what I wanted. Are you wrestling? Are you gonna be teaming up with Chris Jericho?
I mean, I'm sure
Britt Baker, she's coming after you?
Oh, she's always trying to come after me. Yeah. She's trying to get that little star power rub. You'll get up there, baby girl. You just started though, you know?
Now, you had the neck injury.
Yep.
You're fully recovered. You returned. You had a couple wrestling matches. What was that like? Did it all come back to you when you got back in the ring?
No, it did not. People were like, this is like riding a bike. I was like, not to me. I was like intimidated because I got told I'll never wrestle ever again. That was it. I was done with my wrestling career, done. So after 5 years, when I went to go check it out and my neck was perfectly fine, I was like, oh my gosh, I can do this again. But no one tells you how intimidating it is to get back in the swing of things, and then you have to take bumps where you throw your body on the ground. You have to let somebody like throw you around, and the mental part of it was a little tricky on me at first. So it took me a while to get my confidence, but my confidence is back now.
Oh, we
Watch
can see
out, ladies.
Your confidence was there when you returned to All Elite Wrestling.
I can switch it on, but inside I'm dying. I'm like,
really?
Oh my gosh, yeah, I'm literally dying. Yeah.
Well, people watching right now, they probably recognize you as Paige from the WWE. When you left, did they not let you take the name? How does that work?
No. So that's the whole point. When you get to WWE, they're like, okay, come up with these names, and there was two names they came up with, and it was Mara, like Mara Rooney from the girl with the dragon tattoo, or Echo, and I was like, I'm not going to be called Echo. That's so embarrassing. But I liked the show Charmed, which is Rose McGowan. She's pale with a butt chin, just like me, and I was like, that's me. Her name was Paige on the show. I was like, I want Paige, so they gave me it. But they copyright it, so you can't take it.
Oh,
but I like being Saraya. This is my real name.
That's your real name.
It's way cool. It's way cooler name.
You're so awesome. So you're here in AEW, and some of your friends, Renee Young from you guys are very close. She's now
my best friend right
She's
there.
in AEW.
Yeah.
How was that being reunited with some people that you were with back in WWE?
Oh man, it felt so good. Again, having Renee there, she was a big part of me wanting to go to AEW because she is one of my favorite people in the world, you know, and Moxley, her husband, and then, you know, talking to Jericho and everyone and Tony Khan. my boss. He was just awesome, and he was like, you have the freedom to do whatever you want. Just make sure you come to work every week. And I was like, I'll try.
Easy enough.
Yeah, easy enough.
Saraya,
yeah.
we're so excited that you're back in wrestling and AEW. I mean, you guys are on fire right now. When you finish your matches, you do spray paint your opponent with an L.
Even when I'm not in the match, I spray paint all the fans too. So if you're in the front row, be careful.
It's an honor to have you spray. The fans want to get spray painted by you.
They're like this the whole time, and I'm like, wait your turn.
I love it. Thank you so much for joining us,
Thank
and
you.
we're excited. AEW's Double or Nothing is happening on May 28th at T-Mobile Arena.